Hello Tesla fans. Today is December 23rd, Monday, and before I get started in the main subject of this video, I want to give a big shout out to Jeffrey, who actually used my Tesla referral code, got himself 1,000 free charging miles and gave me 1,000 free charging miles. To be perfectly honest, never expected anybody to use it. I put it on the video just to see if somebody would, and it really surprises me because that code was not available to most people till that day I took the delivery of the car, which was December 15th. So that was really quick, and he got delivery of his car already. So big shout out to Jeffrey, and thank you very much. All right, today's video, the subject is getting Wi-Fi out to my car, and I will show you where the car is. I'm going to give you some numbers. I researched a bunch of stuff. My current setup is this ASUS router. Probably difficult to see because it's dark. And let me turn the light on. Hang on. Okay, maybe you can see it a little bit better now. Anyway, that ASUS router, which has worked good for just the general area around the router, but in the extended stuff it gets weak. In the garage it's almost nothing. I'll give you some numbers here in a second. I used a Wi-Fi analyzer to come up with that. I did a bunch of research, and it looks like mesh Wi-Fi is the way to go. A bunch of different products, but this is what I settled on, and this is the Eero Pro Gen 2, and what I liked about it is tri-band, and it's got, well, like I say, the tri-band, and it looks like the three different routers, and each one of them is the same, have more power than some of the other ones, so I'm hoping that it'll get the coverage. Don't know yet. I will show all this stuff off, and then I will go out and hook it up and retest everything. Now, what I've found is in the study, which is where I am right now, the Wi-Fi analyzer showed a minus 13 dB, which is real strong. Then is the pantry, where I'm going to put one of these satellites, it was minus 77, which is getting weak. Master bedroom, which is, I'll show you the master bedroom. Oh, there's JJ Man right there. Hi, JJ. Anyway, the master bedroom is right across there, aka the Passion Pit. But anyway, I'm going to put one in there because we've got a big screen TV in there now, and it gets signal, but it's kind of weak. So the master bedroom, then the garage where the car is a minus 82. So that's like, forget it, it's not going to happen. My understanding is to get the software updates, all that stuff, you really need a Wi-Fi connection. And one guy was saying that's the only way you can get them, but I was looking in the manual, it says if you got premium connectivity that you can get them over that network. So I don't know, but certainly if I can get Wi-Fi out there, it'll be better. I also upgraded to a 16 port switch because I'm starting to fill that up, and of course that's the Comcast modem, and if anybody cares, that's the UMA. We use that for our home telephone. Anyway, I'll walk out to the garage now and kind of show you where the car is and how, and again, the distance is, I've also got that figured out. We built the house. Well, there's Bella working real hard. Hi, Belle. Anyway, we built the house in 2007, so I've got the blueprints for the house. This is the pantry where I'm planning on putting one of those routers. This is the garage door going out to the garage, and there is my RDX. Just to give you a kind of an idea of what we do as far as mileage, I bought that car brand new April 2007. It's now got 26,500 miles on it, so not a lot. And of course the garage is kind of crowded now with stuff because I've got the third car. Probably going to have to sell the RDX, although I don't want to because I know I'll take a hit on it, but it is a great car. There's my BMW S1000R. I bought that brand new September 2016. It's got just about 6,000 miles on it now. So anyway, Come over this way. There's my bicycle I was on this morning. And we've actually got two 220-volt outlets out here in the garage. One of them is 50 amps, one of them is 30, but it's a little ways from the car. And again, there's Jenny's F-Sport, and here is my car. And so we're out here, and go back to the distances. The study to the master bedroom is 20 feet. Study to the pantry is 44 feet. Study to the car is 78 feet. So, and again, the dBs out here are really, really poor. I've got it plugged in to 115 charging right now, and I've ordered a rack, not a rack, but a hook to go over below that outlet so I can clean this thing up a little bit. But so far, amount of miles I put on, the car now has 33 miles on it, so it's been over a week. We did take it out the day I said I was going to after doing the mud flap video, and drove it, and just so far, absolutely loving the car. So anyway, I will end this part right here. I'll go ahead and set up that Eero mesh Wi-Fi, and I'll get back to you with new numbers and see how it goes. Hopefully it will do what it needs to do. See you soon. Okay, finally back. Today is December 30th, and I wanted to finish this video right away after the install, but I had installation problems, and I'm going to cover those a little bit later. But first I want to show the installed product. So here it is in the study. I'll then show it over where I ended up putting the second one, and then I'll show behind the TV. Next part of the video, I'll show exactly what I bought, how much I paid. Then I'll go into some installation tips, and then lastly, I'll show the strength before and after, and give you my conclusion and my opinion. So here it is in the study. And here it is in the wet bar. I was unable to put it in the pantry. The pantry is right there, not that far away, but during the installation, the Eero app told me that the pantry was not a good position for it, so I had to end up putting it over here. And I'll show you the strength a little bit later. Oh, there's J-Man crying. He's going to come up to visit everybody. You going to come up? Yep, there he is, the baby, the big spoiled one. Well, that's it. Okay, now I'm in the master bedroom, and this is the TV that I wanted to get the Wi-Fi strength stronger. This is it mounted. I'm thinking you can probably see it. It's the wall mount behind there, and I've actually got it plugged into an Ethernet cord, so it's hardwired to the TV. Makes it a little bit better. And just a little bit further explanation. So this is the main unit, the main router. It has got power to it. It's got an Ethernet cable, and it's got actually two Ethernet cables. One of them is to the modem, which is right here, and the other one goes to this 16-port Ethernet switch, which provides internet to all my hardwired stuff. The TV, main TV in the living room is on the other side, and it's hardwired. So this is the product that I actually bought. This is off Eero's website. I did not pay $4.99. I'll show you what I paid in just a second. It says that these 3 units will cover 6,000 square feet. I'm going to have to call BS on that. There's no chance that that's going to cover 2,600 feet unless you're in a 75 by 80 foot empty building with no walls, nothing else in it, and have experts place them properly, and I'm not even sure then it would provide 6,000 feet of coverage. This house is 2,650 square feet. The garage, I showed you the measurements before on that, and it barely does the job out to the garage. So anyway, this is their website, and that's the retail price. And these are the brackets that I bought that are in the wet bar and in the master bedroom that hold the unit. So I wanted to show those. I didn't want you to think that those were part of the original package price. Now here's what I actually paid. I bought an open box unit set, and it was $285 plus, now they're screwing you with sales tax, so I had to pay that too. It came with everything that originally comes with it except for the Ethernet cord, but I've got a bunch of those, so didn't really need the Ethernet cord. All right, now the installation. So these are the installation tips that I learned by installing it, and really, if you do follow the app and you don't rename your network, the installation would probably be pretty easy. But Mr. Dumbass renamed the network, and I forgot a critical element while I was after I'd done that, which caused problems. I ended up with the one that I ended up putting in the wet bar. That one was the big problem, and I learned later why it was such a big problem. First of all, it didn't like being in the pantry, so I had to take it out of there, put it at the wet bar. When I tried to do that, I couldn't get it to recognize, I couldn't get anything to happen. I came back in here with the original unit, I was having problems with that. I tried to do the resets, all that kind of stuff, and it was just a real hassle. But again, it was my fault. I can't blame Arrow other than the fact that they may have provided a little bit better instruction on how to avoid that problem. And my first installation tip will be to be sure you have access to email or a text message before the network is disconnected, because once you do that and you start through the installation process, the app is going to require you to receive a text message or an email that has an authorization code to get the system going. One thing I didn't like about the Eero thing is you have to register with them before you can install the units. I did not like that, and because, and this is the dumbass thing I did, I renamed the network something different, because before it was ASUS 5G and ASUS 2.4G, real creative there, but I renamed it. So when you rename it, so everything you've got connected to Wi-Fi is no longer connected because you've renamed the network. So that means if you're doing Wi-Fi calling, which I was doing, no longer connected. If you've got your portable devices, laptops, your other TVs, whatever it may be, it's no longer connected because you've renamed the network. So make sure, again, to have access, because you're going to need it. And had I, right after you get the first one set up, if I had reconnected to that network with the phone, had Wi-Fi on the phone, I think everything would have been much smoother. So make sure you have access to email or text. And the text for me did not work. I tried to get him to send a text message to me like 8 times, even when I had a little bit of network signal here. That's a big problem here. This T-Mobile's network signal is pretty lousy. That's why I use Wi-Fi calling. I never got the text, but I was able to get the email with the number. So you start the installation. First thing you do is remove the current router. That, again, puts your Wi-Fi down. Next, unplug the modem. Connect the new router and the modem with an Ethernet cable. Plug in the new router and the modem to power. So now they'll power up, and the app, you'll start the app on your phone, and it will connect to the primary router, the primary unit. Open the Eero app on your device, and again, registration is required. Didn't like that, but hey, you're going to play the game, use their equipment, you got to play by their rules. Next, you get the code. They'll send you a code via email or text message. I end up having to do email. You may be able to work it out either way, especially if you've got a strong signal from your carrier and you don't need to use Wi-Fi for calling. If you change the network name again, be sure to connect to the new network before you try to set up your second unit. Reset is required. Press and hold the reset button for at least 15 seconds until a red light flashes. Now, you'll only get that if you've got something stored in the unit. So in other words, at times I was trying to reset a unit that didn't have anything in it. You won't get that red light. So it's got to have stuff in there first before it'll do the reset. Have an alternate position in mind for the satellite unit. So just like when I went in there to put the unit in the pantry and it didn't work, I had to dream up another place to put it. So have that in mind just in case it doesn't like it. And it'll tell you signal-wise whether it's a good installation spot or not. reconnect all the devices if the network name is changed. In other words, you'll have to go into your connected devices, whatever they are. I mean, this is common sense, and you'll have to reconnect to the new network if you change the name. Keep the name the same, should be no problem. So here's the signal strength before and after. And remember, the closer the number gets to 0, the better the number is. So in the study, it was -13 before, -20 after, which means the signal got weaker after I put it in, which really surprised me. I thought these units would be more powerful, and I'm not sure exactly how all that works, whether or not the FCC limits the broadcast signal or not, how that works. I'm not really sure, but it was weaker. Now the pantry was -77, and now it's -15. So that's quite a bit better, and it's really not the pantry, it's the wet bar, even though I measured the pantry before, but it's -15, so that's much better. Master bedroom improved quite a bit. It was a -62, it's now -34, so that's very good for the TV, and especially I've got it hardwired into the unit. And in the garage, it was -82, meaning that I was not going to get anything out to my car, my Tesla, Wi-Fi wise, because -82 is just not enough. It looks like -70 is the edge of the green. It's now -69, so that did improve. I'm now able to get Wi-Fi out to the car, which was the main purpose of buying this unit. Overall, I'm slightly disappointed because I expected that signal to be much stronger. This unit is, again, it's helped, but golly, you know, for the amount of money you pay, you would think, and especially them claiming 6,000 square foot coverage, you would think that garage would just be, you know, like a -15 or something like that. Really, really strong signal. So again, slightly disappointed, but I'm thinking that I might try to buy and you can add satellite units, so I'm thinking I might try to buy an individual satellite unit if I can find a good price on it, and put it just on the other side of the pantry in the garage, which would pick up the signal from the unit in the wet bar and maybe really improve the signal in the garage. But I'll see. It's, you know, you can get them for $95 to $100. I'd much rather pay like $80, but we'll see what happens. So that's the conclusion and my feeling for the Eero Gen 2 Pro units. One last thing before I conclude is that it's interesting that my Asus router, I could pick whichever signal I wanted. If I wanted the 2.4 gigahertz or the 5 gigahertz, they both had separate network names and I could connect to them. 2.4, if you know, is probably travels further than a 5, but it's got a lot more congestion on it, so most people use the 5. Well, this new one supposedly is tri-band, so you've got 2 5 gig signals and one 2.4, but I can't find any way to pick what signal you want to use, or what part of it that you want to use, the 2.4 or the 5, like you could the other. And I'm just assuming that it picks the best one available, but I don't know that for sure. So anyway, I hope you found this useful and getting Wi-Fi out to your Tesla. So we'll conclude it now, and adios.